A single cry echoed through the abyss, lost in the vastness of eternal suffering. A man's soul, once rich and untouchable, now lay in torment. His name, it no longer mattered. His wealth, ashes and dust. His power, stripped away like a shadow before the light. His screams rose with the billions of others, a chorus of the damned. The air was thick with sulfur and stench of burned flesh, while the ground was a lake of fire beneath his feet. He stumbled, his form wretched as a worm, his flesh scorched yet never consumed. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night. Then a piercing light broke through the darkness. The damned soul recoiled, shielding his hollow eyes from the unbearable glow. Before him stood a being of blinding purity, an angel, clothed in light, with wings vast and shimmering like molten gold. The angel spoke, its voice both beautiful and terrifying, shaking the very foundations of hell. "Rise, brother, for the time of your judgment has come." The chains of darkness that bound the soul snapped and fell away. He collapsed to his knees, his agony replaced by a sudden crushing fear. For the first time since his death, he felt hope, only to realize it was not salvation that awaited him but the final judgment before the great white throne. He had never believed in God, but his time in Hades changed everything. He felt his wrath in the flames. "And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them." With a single movement of the angel's hand, they ascended. Hell shrank beneath them, its flames reaching up in vain. Hell itself was moved as the soul departed. The soul dared to look down one last time, seeing the legions of the lost. He remembered hating these people in life, but they were all the same here. All were stuck in eternal torment, and it didn't matter who you were or what you looked like anymore. He recalled how foolish he was for ever believing such things before. Darkness gave way to light, then brighter, then blinding, and then silence. The soul stood on what seemed to be endless clouds, a vast plain stretching into eternity. Before him was a throne, the throne, pure white, shining with the presence of the Almighty, and upon it sat the one from whom the heavens and earth fled away. It was the most beautiful and terrifying scene he had ever witnessed. No, it was more than that. This was the defining moment of his life. There was no turning back now. "And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were opened. And another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books, according to their works." The soul trembled. There was no hiding here. Oh, how he wished for death, but realized that there is no death in this place. He realized that he was eternal and could never be undone. A book was opened, the book of life. The angel who escorted him turned away, for this was the moment no one could intervene in. The judge himself would speak. As the book of life was opened, his whole life was laid before him and God. It was a sensation of living every moment of your life simultaneously in an instant. He suddenly realized that God knew every thought, word, and action throughout his life. The regret and guilt overwhelmed him beyond words. And then, God spoke with a voice that shook the foundations of the universe, a voice with the authority of thunder and the grace of like the sound of many waters. His voice was one of mercy, wrath, and justice.
"You were given breath, yet you stole the breath of the weak. You were given wealth, yet you trampled the poor beneath your feet. You were given life, yet you took it from others with your greed. Tell me, my son, what have you done with the days I gave you?"
Terror, unlike any in hell, gripped the soul. He fell to his knees, weeping, trembling, unable to speak. The deeds of his life continued playing before him. He had done things that he didn't think would ever be revealed. Things are done in the dark. He saw the faces of the poor, the starving, the deceived, and the murdered, those he had crushed beneath his ambition, the bribes, the lies, the hatred, and the ruined lives. The orphans left in the cold while he built mansions upon the backs of the suffering. He sobbed, "Lord, have mercy, I did not know." The voice thundered back.
"Did you not read? Did you not hear? Was not my word spoken in your streets, temples, and marketplaces? Did my servants not warn you?"
The soul gasped. He had heard. He had seen the poor, the churches, the preachers, the warnings. Yet he ignored them all, convinced his wealth would shield him. He convinced himself that due to the evil in the world, there was no God. God would not allow such evil to exist. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Mark 8. He looked up, and for the first time he saw God. A presence so overwhelming he wished for hell to swallow him once more. And then the final words fell, sealing his fate for eternity. And then God asked the angel Gabriel.
Gabriel is his name written in the book of life.
The angel Gabriel thoughtfully considers what God asks him and replies with a heavy heart.
That name does not appear, Lord.
God tells the soul,
Your name is not found in the book of life. Depart from me, you worker of iniquity. And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity.
A great chasm opened beneath him. The light of heaven vanished, and in its place, darkness, cold, then flames. These flames were worse than before. He didn't believe he could go to an even worse place than before. A force more potent than a hurricane pulled him downward. He screamed, grasping at the air, but there was nothing. He fell faster into a bottomless pit. He knew that there would be no end to the increase of the indignation and darkness. His soul was damned forever and ever. It was better if he was never born, he realized. Hell was moved and welcomed him back like an old friend. He heard Satan laugh as he entered the mouth of the lake of fire, which is the second death. And the angel he watched in silence, without emotion, without joy, without sorrow, for justice had been done. He turned, ascending back to the throne, for there were many more souls to escort, and judgment had only just begun. If you liked the video, remember to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss my future videos. If you enjoyed the video, share it with friends and family who you think will enjoy it as well. Do you believe in the final judgment? Let me know in the comments section. I appreciate your support. Until next time, stay blessed.